Have you ever wondered why your cat follows you from room to room like a furry shadow? Why they seem to appear wherever you go, watching your every move with those knowing eyes? What if I told you that your cat isn't just being clingy? They're actually providing you with spiritual protection that's been recognized by mystics for thousands of years? Today we're diving into one of the most misunderstood behaviors in the feline world, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why your cat's constant presence isn't just companionship. It's an ancient form of energetic guardianship that could be protecting you from forces you can't even see. I'm sure you know this scenario by heart. You get up to go to the kitchen, and there's your cat, padding silently behind you. You move to the bathroom, and they're right there. You walk to another room, and within seconds, they've appeared again, positioning themselves where they can keep you in their sight. Some people call this clingy behavior. Others think it's just curiosity. But what if this seemingly simple act reveals one of the most profound spiritual relationships between humans and animals that exists on our planet? Let's start with what science tells us about this behavior. Cats are naturally territorial animals, but when they follow their human companions, they're actually extending their protective territory to include you. You've become part of their sacred space that they feel compelled to monitor and defend. But here's where it gets fascinating from a spiritual perspective. Throughout history, spiritual traditions have recognized that certain animals serve as psychic guardians for humans. Cats, with their heightened sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, subtle energy changes, and frequencies beyond human perception, have been revered as natural protectors against negative spiritual influences. When your cat follows you, they're not just keeping you company. They're continuously scanning your environment for energetic threats, spiritual disturbances, and negative entities that could affect your well-being. Ancient Egyptian priests understood this phenomenon intimately. Temple cats weren't just sacred animals. They were working guardians, trained to follow spiritual leaders and protect them from malevolent forces that existed in the invisible realms surrounding everyday life. The Egyptians believed that cats could see and interact with spirits, both good and evil. When a cat chose to follow someone constantly, it meant that person either attracted spiritual attention or needed extra protection due to their spiritual work or natural sensitivity. In medieval Europe, despite the unfortunate persecution of cats during certain periods, wise women and healers recognized that cats who followed them everywhere were providing spiritual protection. These women understood that their healing work made them targets for negative energies, and their feline companions served as living shields against psychic attacks. Japanese folklore tells us about cats who become spiritual guardians of their human families. The legend speaks of cats who can sense when their humans are in spiritual danger and will follow them relentlessly until the threat passes. This isn't superstition. It's observation of behavior that suggests cats operate on levels of awareness we're only beginning to understand. But let's bridge ancient wisdom with modern understanding. From an energetic perspective, humans constantly emit electromagnetic fields that reflect their emotional, physical, and spiritual states. When you're stressed, ill, or going through spiritual transformation, your energy field becomes more volatile and can attract unwanted spiritual attention. Cats, being incredibly sensitive to these energy fluctuations, instinctively know when their human needs extra protection. Their decision to follow you isn't random. It's a conscious choice to maintain close proximity so they can immediately respond to any energetic threats that might approach. Think of your cat as a living, breathing spiritual security system. They're continuously monitoring the subtle energies around you, ready to intervene if they detect anything that could harm your spiritual or emotional well-being. Many energy healers report that their cats become significantly more clingy during times when they're doing intensive spiritual work, dealing with difficult clients, or processing heavy emotional material. The cats seem to understand that this work makes their humans more vulnerable to negative energetic influences. Here's something that will give you chills. People who work in spiritually challenging environments, hospitals, psychiatric facilities, funeral homes, often report that their cats follow them more intensively after difficult days at work. It's as if the cats can sense that their humans have encountered spiritual disturbances and need extra protection to clear those energies. But the protection goes even deeper than just spiritual guardianship. Cats who follow their humans everywhere often position themselves strategically, behind you, to your side, or in locations where they can observe both you and your surroundings. This isn't random positioning. They're creating a protective energy grid around you, similar to how military guards position themselves to provide maximum security coverage. Some spiritual practitioners believe that cats create what's called an energy barrier around their humans when they follow them. This barrier helps deflect negative thoughts, psychic attacks, and spiritual influences that could disrupt your peace of mind or spiritual development. The constant presence of your cat also serves another important function. It keeps your energy field stable. Just as their purring provides healing frequencies, their physical presence helps maintain your electromagnetic equilibrium, preventing the kind of energy fluctuations that can make you vulnerable to spiritual interference. Here's where this becomes deeply personal and practical. Have you noticed that your cat follows you more during certain periods of your life? During times of stress, illness, major life changes, or spiritual growth? This isn't coincidence. These are precisely the times when your energy field is most unstable and when you need the most spiritual protection. Many people report that their cats become shadowy companions during periods of grief, relationship difficulties, or career transitions. The cats seem to understand that emotional turbulence creates spiritual vulnerability, and they respond by intensifying their protective presence. Some cat owners have noticed that their feline companions follow them more closely before something significant happens, before they receive important news, before unexpected visitors arrive, or before major life events unfold. It's as if the cats can sense energetic shifts before they manifest in physical reality. This suggests that your following cat isn't just responding to your current state. They're also providing preemptive protection against future challenges that you haven't yet consciously recognized. From a practical spiritual perspective, there are ways you can work with your cat's protective instincts to enhance both your spiritual development and your daily sense of security. First, pay attention to when your cat chooses to follow you most intensively. Are there patterns related to your emotional state, the time of day, or specific locations in your home? Your cat might be alerting you to areas or times when you need extra spiritual awareness. When your cat follows you, take a moment to tune into your own energy. Are you feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or spiritually unsettled? Your cat's presence might be their way of offering stability during times when your own energy feels chaotic. Some people find that acknowledging their cat's protective role enhances the spiritual connection between them. Simply saying, "Thank you for protecting me," or "I appreciate your guardianship," can strengthen the energetic bond and make the protection more effective. Consider creating intentional moments where you invite your cat's protection. During meditation, prayer, or spiritual practice, welcome your cat's presence as a form of sacred guardianship. Many spiritual practitioners find that having their cat nearby during these activities creates a stronger, more protected energetic space. You might also experiment with observing how your cat's following behavior correlates with your spiritual and emotional experiences. Keep a journal of when your cat shadows you most intensively and see if these periods align with times when you feel more spiritually sensitive or emotionally vulnerable. The profound truth is this: when your cat follows you everywhere, you're experiencing one of the oldest and most beautiful forms of interspecies spiritual cooperation. Your cat has chosen to serve as your personal spiritual guardian, offering protection and energetic support that operates on levels most humans can barely perceive. In our modern world, we've forgotten that spiritual protection is a real need. We live in environments filled with electromagnetic interference, emotional chaos, and spiritual pollution that our ancestors never had to navigate. Your cat remembers what we've forgotten: that spiritual guardianship is essential for maintaining energetic health and spiritual well-being. Your following cat isn't clingy or dependent. They're dedicated, vigilant, and spiritually sophisticated. They've taken on the responsibility of monitoring your energetic environment, and providing protection against influences that could disrupt your spiritual balance or emotional harmony. The next time your cat appears wherever you go, don't see it as an inconvenience or simple affection. Recognize it as a sacred act of guardianship, offered by a being who understands spiritual protection better than most humans, and who has chosen to dedicate their life to keeping you safe on levels you're only beginning to comprehend. Feel gratitude for this ancient form of protection. Trust in the wisdom of your feline guardian. And remember that you're never truly alone when you have a cat who has chosen to follow you through life as your spiritual protector and energetic ally. If this video helped you understand your cat's following behavior as the spiritual protection it truly is, subscribe and join thousands of conscious pet parents discovering the profound spiritual roles our feline companions play in our lives. Until next time, may you walk protected under the watchful care of your spiritual guardian.